everybody, and welcome back to Driversroom Festival of Speed. We are here at round number 4 at the 1 hour endurance race around the iconic Brands Hatch circuit. It is the full Grand Prix layout, so a lot of tight and twisty corners for the drivers to handle, and that for a full hour. So that's gonna be very interesting. Uh, Yeah, nothing more to add really. Let's go through the grid order of today's race. In first place, starting on pole position, it is Gary. Gary has put his car on pole and will start from first place. Alongside him, it is Giclaren. He will challenge him for the win today. Can he do it? You have to wait and find out. Q8 starts in third place. First time we're seeing him appear on the grid. And alongside him is Too Fast. Then is Hoxton in 5th place with the Robbers Dog in 6th. Then is RJ Cool in 7th place with Flappy in 8th place. Ivan is in 9th with his teammate, right? Teammate? Yeah, teammate. Sorry, got confused for a moment. Teammate Mercer in 10th. Then it is Ivano, who starts from 11th place on the grid, and last but not least it is Grimlock. He starts from the back in 12th place. That is the grid order for today's race. Let's see what this race will bring us. Lights are out and away we go, and there was a jump start in the back and everyone gets off the line well. And we head into turn number 1. It is Gary who leads from Giclaren, although Giclaren trying to go around the outside, long way around. Again an outside line into turn number 2. Gary runs him a little bit wider than he might have wanted to. But still side by side, and Giclaren now with the inside line into turn number 3 and finally gets the job fully done. And Giclaren now up to first place with everyone behind. Almost single file as they make their way around the opening corners of the track. And is there a move from Grimlock on Ivano? It looks to be the case, and Grimlock has moved himself up a place, up to 9th place. Whilst everyone else is looking fairly calm, at least for now, as Too Fast nearly giving Hoxton a push into the gravel trap. Luckily managing to brake just enough to stay away from his rear bumper. And he stays in 5th place. Lap number 1 is done, and we are going on to lap number 2 now. As Robbers Dog now catching up to the back of Ivano and Grimlock, and already passing Ivano before they make it to the braking zone of turn number 2. Ivano losing another spot, and the Robbers Dog moving himself up a spot and looking to go for another one not too long after this one. Grimlock, next one on his target list. Oh, and Grimlock braking very much earlier than Robbers Dog was expecting. Robbers Dog luckily managing to avoid it. Some quick reactions there, and he gets his reward by getting the place eventually. Up to 9th place goes to Robbers Dog now. as Mercer has received a half-second penalty for track limits. And Hodgson has lost the position too fast. And so did Gary. Gary lost the position to Q8. So one German moving forward, one German moving backwards. And Hodgson, who having a small look up the inside into the final corner of the track, but not managing or not wanting to make a move. As Gary now fighting with Q8, going into turn number 1. Gary on a very inside line. And I think he has made it stick, and he has, you can see there in the rearview mirror, there's Q8, and Q8 now behind Gary. RJ Cool is now also joining the mix with the top 5, managing to make it a battle or a top 6 battle. Mercer and Flappy being a little bit too far away to do anything to them. Robert still in that 9th place. Ivan also still in 10th. Or I say Ivan still in 10th. He was in 12th and he has moved himself up. Both Grimlock and Ivano. So actually Ivan is up 2 spots. Q8 has been passed again. Or he was already passed. Sorry. Already getting confused, and it's been only 5 minutes. That's a great sign to what's to come. Q8 in 3rd place. After being overtaken into turn number 1 on the previous lap, or this lap actually, and the previous lap. Once he crosses the finish line now. Flappy needs to keep his wits about him with Robert Dog behind. Robert Dog eager to make up as many places after starting from well, to the rear of the field. And for comparison, last lap was his personal best lap of a 1:43.7. Flappy did a 1:45.1, and has he left the door open now for Rob Dog? Don't think quite that he could make it. Yeah, that was nearly 1.5 seconds a lap quicker on the last lap. Currently the fastest lap is a 42.7. Currently held by Gickler, as Rob Dog now getting a great run on Flapjack, trying to go for an inside line, but Flappy holds on very well around the outside, holding on for his dearest of lives on that 8th place. Now out of the penultimate corner, Flappy, not a great run, and he goes to the outside line. There's a bit of contact before they get to the corner itself, and Flappy had momentarily given up that 8th place, but will he slot in behind? It looks to be the case, yes. So Flappy down a spot and the Robert Dog up another spot. Now Gary has the fastest lap as he runs a bit wide on the exit of turn number 3. He set a 42.6, just marginally quicker than the previous fastest lap. But it's quicker, so he has an extra point to his name if he keeps this fastest lap. Last lap will probably go down in time as the race wears on, fuel load getting lighter, and maybe some fresh rubber after the pit stops will do some wonders. As looking at the tire wear, Gary has a lot better tire wear actually than Gicklaren. Gicklaren pushing a lot harder. And he will suffer from that a lot, I think, as his stint wears on. Robersdorp now also passed John Mercer for 7th place, and Hoxton has fallen behind Arjaku, behind his teammate, and is now in 6th place, having an incident in the final sector of this lap. And sliding through turn 1 he goes. As last lap he did a 47.4, which is around 3 seconds off the pace. So that explains why he is a little bit lower now. Only one spot though, so not the end of the world. Mercer now with another half-second penalty as he slides to turn number 3. And not getting a great exit, getting onto the grass. And that might give Flappy an opportunity if he wants to send one. But he does not do so. Tries to go for a great run out of corner number 4. And staying in the slipstream of Mercer ahead. Flappy knows that he will probably get Mercer anyway after he serves his penalty. As he runs wide again, which will slow him down just a little bit more. That's why there's a gravel trap to slow you down when you touch it. Cars generally don't really like gravel. It gives scratches and dents, but also slows you down. As actually Mercer with that penalty served, but having the inside line, stays in front. Flappy, but Flappy now with an outside line and maybe a tad more speed later on the brakes. Can he swoop it around? He is ahead for now, but when they get into turn number 2, Mercer trying to retaliate. Flappy needing to go the long way around, which turns into the inside line for next corner. And some beautiful racing there. Mercer going for a switchback maneuver, and it will pay off as Mercer now back up into 8th place. So that penalty didn't really cost him anything. The only thing it's costing them is time to Robersdorp ahead. But this is a way better fight than to fight with the Robersdorp. At least in their opinion, I think. Otherwise they would probably join forces and try to catch up. But as for now, things have settled down and Mercer stays in that 8th place. Now back to the front of the field. It is Gary who is leading, and Gicklaren all the way down in 4th place after arguably a big mistake on this last lap. Let's take a look at what happened. He was 6.3 seconds down on his personal best. So let's take a look at what happened to him on that last lap. So it's the start of lap number 7, and Gicklaren is under pressure from Gary. Gary wanting that first place. Ooh, as he sends one up the inside, forces Gicklaren to go off the circuit. Oh, and then with dirty tires just outbrakes himself. Ooh, and Too Fast follows him actually. Kicklaren with the dirty tires outbraking himself. And eventually dropping down all the way to 4th place. And that means that Q8 and Gary occupy 1st and 2nd position now with Too Fast in 3rd and Kicklaren all the way down now in 4th place. Back to live pictures as we see that Gary still holds that lead over Q8, doing around similar lap times to one another. As Too Fast is also doing around the same pace, even going purple to the 1st sector, no, 2nd sector, excuse me. Well, this 3rd sector doesn't really do much, just one back straight, but actually lost quite a lot of time there, only up to his personal best. Let's see if he can put it together for the remainder of the lap. Oh, and he has gone a little bit wide. Didn't look like he lost too much speed coming out of that corner. It's now a sector split too, and actually he has lost a lot of speed. And is not gonna improve on his best lap time. Hoxton has moved himself back up in front of Archie-Cool. As the Robles dog is slowly but steady gaining on the top 6. Mercer and Flappy still very much together. Ivan moving, no, he was already in 10th place, sorry. But Ivan actually having severe tire wear on his front left. He might start to think about pitting soon, and that would almost certainly get him onto a 2-stop race. As you can see, he just cannot get a car turned anymore into right-handers. Left-handers are fine. It's the right-handers that he is gonna struggle with. Everyone else tire wear okay, but Kicklaren's tire wear is also on the very worn side. And with this track having a lot of right-handers, you really need that grip from that left-hand tire. As he might continue on for another lap, maybe 2, but I think he will also have to go for a 2-stop strategy. As he stays out on this lap, I think everyone else can pretty much do one stop. Also probably no need for refueling, maybe a tad for some people. Is Ivan coming into the pits? No, he is not. He stays out for another lap. Probably a wise decision. Top 3 still remain the same. And still are very similar on pace, only a 10th or 2, 3 difference. between them each lap, but that will even out over the course of multiple laps. Then there's also a semi-same scenario forming with 4th till 7th place, all around the same pace and around equal distance from each other. Then you also have Mercer and Flappy, if the camera will focus. There you go. Mercer and Flappy also very much on the same pace, that is if they don't run wide. Then it's Ivan and Ivano. Ivano going personal best on that last lap for him, and Grimlock on his own at the back of the field. So far no retirements, as we are 1/3 into this race. And Q8 needs to make some haste, as Tufas was 7/10 quicker on that last lap, and Gary was 4/10 quicker on that last lap, so there's no time for slowing down. You really need to keep on pushing. And to really go for the moves, or not for the moves, for the speed. Giggler must be coming in this lap. Yes, he does. Definitely be going for a two-stop race now. It comes in 63% of fuel remaining. Could do with a little bit more maybe. Is he gonna refuel? He is not. Decides not to refuel. And where does he come out? He comes out just behind the Robsdog in 7th place, so only losing a couple of positions, bit time loss, not that much around here. As he's already gonna put up a move on the Robsdog directly from his outlap. Oh, as he was a little bit squirmy, and the Robsdog was all very wide coming out or going into turn number 4, and that ultimately led to him losing a position. Don't think that will be something the stewards will look at, but need to be careful and not going off the road like Giggler himself did before. To the top 3 we go now. Stufast is definitely gaining on Q8, and Gary is just pulling away now. Put on the afterburners. On this lap doing a 44.1. Q8 does a 45.0, and Tufas does a 44.3. So 7/10 quicker on that last lap. Tufas was then 1.1 seconds, or sorry, 9/10 slower was Q8 than Gary in front. Oh, and he touches the grass. Q8 touches some grass, and he gets himself a half-second penalty for track limits. And with some dirty tires, who going very wide into turn number 4. It will give him a somewhat nice run though to turn number 5. And with that penalty looming over his head, he might as well give the position anyway to Too Fast. Oh, as Too Fast actually also got the penalty. Doesn't matter now, it's even ground. And Too Fast goes for a move. And Q8 tried to hang in there, but goes wide himself. And now with both surfing a half-second penalty, tables are even. And we are now looking at a new second and third place. In second now Too Fast, and third is for Q8. And McLaren, after pitting, already very close to the back of RJ Cool, as the Roberts dog has fallen away from McLaren, also suffering very badly from his tire, where both tires are almost gone, especially the front left, as the other drivers up in front are doing better. And behind is Flappy, also very severe tire wear for him. And that's about everyone. Ivan has retired from this race. It's unclear why, but he has retired. That leaves us with 11 runners for the remainder of this race. McLaren has moved himself up in front of RJ Cool now, on a better tire wear, going very quick, putting in some low 43s, at least the last lap, and this lap will probably be the same. As he comes up to the start finish line, and he will do a 43.2, so again a low 43, which is around a second quicker than our leader is currently doing. Gary is doing 44.3s. Too Fast did a 44.7 last lap, and Q8 a 45.0. Oxen also did a 45.1. Then, yeah, a 43.2, so 2 seconds quicker nearly than the car in front, and at least a second quicker than everyone else, going purple by 0.2 in the second sector. And if he doesn't get held up by Hodgson, this might become a new fastest lap of the race. Still purple in sector 3, only 2 more sectors left to go. Is Hodgson gonna fight this? I think he will do a little bit. It's not like this is a place where you can easily overtake this part of the circuit. Yeah, so McLaren getting a bit squirmy behind Hodgson, and there goes the fastest lap attempt. Maybe if he can get past in the final corner, he might have a shot on the next lap, setting himself up for a nice run and powering it out of the final corner. And is he going to move himself up to 4th place? Yes, he will now, braking just a little bit later, and he will say see ya later to Hodgson. But Hodgson is gonna fight back though, is he? McLaren just slides back in front, cuts Hodgson off, and McLaren is now up to 4th place with a lot of clear air in front of him. Grimlock has now been lapped by Gary, and the top 3 on almost similar tire wear. Gary actually doing a little bit better, faring that little bit better on his tires, not putting that much load through the tires as the others might do, and that's giving him this bit more speed. This a little bit more speed to use towards the end of his stint. The question is now, is he gonna come in this lap or will he wait it out? He waits it out for another lap. Is Driversroom coming in this lap? He is, yes, Q8. Ooh, also comes in. Oh, but Driversroom has crashed into the barrier! Or has he? I don't know, this might also be a little bit of lag. I don't know. Anyway, into the pit lane they come. Hoxton with 48%, Q8 coming out already with 55% fuel left, so he should be able to make it. Hoxton needs to do a little bit of fuel saving, as yeah, I think Driversroom has retired. That comes as a big surprise. Driversroom fills up a little bit. Now at 56% of fuel, so he should be golden to make it. But yeah, I don't think it was that necessary to refuel. But who knows? Maybe he knows something that I don't know. Anyway, we are now down to only 10 runners. With Hoxton now having to serve a half-second penalty for track limits. Q8 did not get a penalty for cutting the pit lane entrance, as he gets past Grimlock. So Q8 fairly certain now of a second or third place, as Gary pulls it into the pit lane to serve his one and only stop, and he refuels also up to 57%, and that is gonna put him out just in front of Giclaren, and Giclaren needing to make another stop, at least for his tires. So Q8 might still be in for a shot of second place. But we will have to wait and see that in around half an hour's time, when they cross the finish line for the final time and get themselves to the checkered flag, that will really confirm who is where. So yeah, we will have to wait for that to happen. Arjaku up to 4th place, but still needing to make a pit stop. He comes in this lap. I would assume, yes, he is gonna come in. And the Driversroom getting past Mercer. Mercer not yet stopped, but he might as well go for a no stop. But on the other hand, his pace will suffer a lot, and that is gonna probably mean that he is gonna fall off a cliff very shortly, or not very shortly, but at least towards the end of the race. Ivano also needing to pit, and he goes in. Could have probably made it till the end as well, but seeing that Flappy is the first car ahead and he is around half a minute ahead, yeah, if you want to have any shot at another position, you might as well pit. Flappy going personal best lap times for him. As Mercer has a penalty in front. Flappy losing some time in the fourth sector, but still going at personal best pace. Can he stick it together as Mercer comes into the pit lane as well? And Flappy goes or not purple, not quite, but at least personal best lap time to have 44.5. Gary last lap was a 42.9, nearly another fastest lap of the race. Below the 43s. McLaren isn't that far away, and so is QA. They are still very close to one another. The top three, or the winner, could be anyone really. And some confirmation on what happened to Too Fast. He did indeed disconnect very suddenly, so very strange thing to happen. As Gary now goes 1.5 tenths purple, we could be on for a low 42 here if he keeps it on track and at a semi-high speed. Lost a little bit of time on the back straight, trying to regain that time in the corners. It is his fastest lap, his own fastest lap that he is fighting against, so he knows where his weaknesses are and where his strengths lie. Nearly running wide, but he lost around the 10th in that fourth sector, and with not a very great exit, he might still be within a shot into this final corner. Can he make it a new fastest lap attempt? It won't be a low 42, but it might be a 42.5. Gets to the line and it's a 42.6, an improvement of 9 thousandths of a second. But an improvement is an improvement. as Geclaim did a 45.2, nearly 3 seconds slower, and Q8 did a 43.3, so around a second slower than Gary was on that last lap. So Q8 has a possibility to one up on his position, to improve his position to second place. He's going personal best lap pace right now. Geclaim suffering from tire wear, not going the quickest as he could go on fresher tires. As you can see, Q8 carrying a lot more speed through the corners than Geclaim does. Geclaim needing to slow down more to get it turned in, almost going wide there and touching the dirt on the exit of the penultimate corner. Q8 has a run when they get to the braking zone of the final corner, and Geclaim pulls out and pulls in to the pits for his second stop. And he might come out ahead of Hoxton, but Geclaim does need to refuel. That's gonna cost him some time. Is he gonna come out ahead though? He is gonna come out ahead of Hoxton. But Hoxton with a better line to number 1, making great use of the racing line, trying to attack, but also going a little bit wide on the exit of turn number 2. Ooh, and Geclaim fishtailing all over the place. As Geclaim has solidified his position in third place, if he can keep it mistake free this final 20 minutes, then he will get third place. Top 2 are pretty much gone now, with Gary doing another 42 on the last lap, and he's looking to do another 42 this lap. As he comes to the line, and it's another 42 by Gary. What does Q8 do? Q8 does a 43.5, so only half second slower on that last lap. And Geclaim coming out of the pit lane. This lap time won't be really representable, because it is an out lap and not a flying lap. This first lap will show us what he is able to do on fresher tires. Mercer with another half second penalty for track limits. He did improve his personal best lap time last time round to a 44.7. As he serves his penalty now, or not now, next lap he will. Ivano improves his personal best a couple of laps ago to a 145.9, and he also has a half second penalty to deal with. He will serve that this lap. And Grimlock also going 7, almost 8 tenths quicker than his personal best lap time. Currently sits at a 47.1. Might improve that to a 46 if he can stay on track for this lap. and he is still 7/10 blue, not purple but blue, as he makes his way around the final 2 corners of this racetrack. This beautiful Brands Hatch racetrack, a true icon of British motorsport, and a very loved circuit by almost everyone, I think, as Grimlock does improve to a 46.6 now. Yeah, Brands Hatch, I have to say personally, not one of my favorites. I have started to enjoy it a bit more over the years, but it's a very technical circuit where you have to get the line right, otherwise you end up in the gravel. But when you get the lines right, it's absolutely a beautiful place to drive. Hoxton is keeping up with Giclaren actually. Giclaren last lap was a 1:45.000. Wow, that's impressive. Don't think he meant to do that lap. Hoxton was 1.3 seconds quicker than that. So yeah, hopefully this lap will be a little bit better for Giclaren as he comes across the line. It is a 43.1 and a 44.2 for Hoxton. So that settles it now between the two of them. Giclaren, if he makes it for a good lap, he will put out a good lap, which is quicker than Hoxton's lap time. Gary's still running away, seemingly not ever wanting to give up. Everything can happen, especially at this circuit. Just one mistake on your turn-in point or the speed you carry and you're off to Narnia. He wants to avoid losing a place if that might happen. Still continues pressing on. As he comes around the final corner to post another 43 this time, 43.2. No 42s for him anymore. Tire wear kicking in. 44.1 by Q8. Stoke now with a half-second penalty. As Ivan now has also been lapped by Gary. And getting a half-second penalty to celebrate him being lapped. Going personal best lap pace currently. Did a 44.7 on the last lap, And he might be looking at a low 44 this lap. It's only the first sector that he has handled. Second sector, he's half a second up. At this rate, he might post a 43, which would be a real accomplishment for him. Rubert losing a lot of time on the back straight. Now all these right-handers, it's one after the other. Especially this one, difficult to get perfect. As he's now just barely up on his personal best time. And with only one corner left to go. It looked clean. But what does the timing sheet say? It is an improvement to a 44.6 now. Going a little over tenths quicker. But there's much more time to find. 10 minutes remain on the clock. And Hodgson has a half-second penalty for track limits. That will surely put him out of the fight for third place if he was not already. Giklaren is catching up slightly to Q8, but not enough to really put up a fight for second place. With 5 laps, maybe 6 laps left to go. Giklaren should catch up 12 seconds in that time, 2 seconds a lap quicker. I don't think Giklaren is quick enough to do that. I know he's quick, but 2 seconds a lap is a lot. Maybe if Ivano holds up Q8, maybe that will help Giklaren's cause, but no, Ivano lets Q8 go past like he should with the blue flags. Everyone is quite spaced out. So no real fighting happening at the moment. Q8's last lap was a 44.6. And Giklaren does a 43.7, so a second quicker on the last lap, or just under a second quicker. But don't think it is enough. Fuel-wise, they are the same. Tire-wise, Giklaren is faring better, but that's obvious because he has pitted twice instead of once. Hodgson has another half-second penalty. As Robsdog and Flappy are both really lacking their tire wear. Robsdog even worse also on his right hand side. His right front tire dying of death at the moment. A lot more than you should maybe expect. And Flappy having a lot of fuel, like a lot. could go on for maybe another half an hour if he wants to. Ivano as well. Six minutes on the clock, and I think it will be 4 more laps for Gary, 4 more laps for Q8, and 4 more laps for everyone. I think in the top 5. Maybe even more than that. I don't know. We will have to wait and see. How it goes. Now 5 minutes left to go. And Hoxton is actually below 10% of fuel. You know what? He might actually be able... I hit my mic accidentally. He might lose his place to RJ Cool, although RJ Cool is also at the verges of getting below 10% of fuel. Kekleon is below 10% of fuel, Q8 is below 10% of fuel, Gary is faring a little bit better. Robust Dog also really low, then you have Flappy, Mercer, also great. Ivano is also doing good in Grimlock as well, so a lot of people actually below 10% of fuel, and Hawks definitely with the lowest amount. And I think he realized that he needs to do some proper fuel saving, because he will need to go on for 3 more laps. And that's a lot to ask. He should really crank up the fuel map. I mean, it's not like he's gonna fight for 3rd place here. He's a bit too far back to do that. This is some dire situation for Hoxton. He is shifting up to 5th gear, which we haven't seen all race long. So that shows you how much he is trying to save his fuel. Now it's just a matter of time before we can see if it is enough. He's 3.3 seconds down on his personal best lap. Also a sign of severe fuel saving, because I haven't seen anything that would indicate that he has gone off somewhere. Four seconds down on his personal best lap time, still with 2 laps left to run. And as we look further back, Flappy is just ahead of Mercer. They have been fairly close for the entirety of the race, actually. But this might give Mercer an opportunity if he's quicker. Flappy having no tires anymore, or no tire on his front left, or barely hanging on by a thread. As Mercer is doing high 44s, low 45s, Flappy is doing mid or around 47s, which is 2 seconds difference. So if Mercer presses on, this will be his final lap, so he has to do it soon, and there is another car in between them. It's Grimlock. Hopefully he gets out of the way soon enough. Oh, but Mercer has run it into the gravel trap, and that's gonna seal his fate. The hour is over, and the rubbish dog should come across the line to take 6th place, and he waited a little bit, and now he's slaloming, and he finishes in 6th. Happy that it is over. Flappy will come across the line. He will finish up in 7th place, with Mercer finishing in 8th, and also celebrating that one. Grimlock finishing in 9th place. But this man was just unstoppable, having excellent pace, no mistakes, and keeping it clean. Gary will come across the line, and Gary wins the 1 hour endurance race. And Q8, he will finish up in 2nd place if he can make it with this fuel, if he doesn't run out before the line. And Q8 finishes up in 2nd place. Well done, Giclaren, doing the 2-stop strategy. Kind of worked for him. It was needed for him with his tire wear, and he finished in 3rd. Hoxton will finish up in 4th place, ahead of RJ Cool. He finishes in 5th. That is everyone classified, and that is the end of the race. Gary starting from pole position and managing to bring it home, and well done, and well done to the top 3 as well. And that was this race. To give you an update on the standings, it is Hoxton who leads this championship, and Gary, with a massive haul of points, shoots up to 2nd place in the standings with 68 points, ahead of Giclaren with 62 points and Robstock with 60 points. Then there's Too Fast, who might have been higher up this list if it wasn't for his disconnect. He is tied on points with RJ Cool for 5th place. Then Cartman is in 7th place with Flapjack in 8th. Q8, the first appearance from him, immediately puts him up to 9th place in standings, with Mercer in 10th. Then there's Ivano in 11th, tied with Linesi and Urk. Sorry, only with Linesi. Urk is in 13th place. Then there's Grimlock, Mr. Sean in 15th. Ivan Flav in 16th, Jules in 17th, and yet to see from AG and Rice. That's it for this race. I really hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. And I hope to see you soon for some more Driversroom Festival of Speed. Until then, have a good one. Bye bye.